We're back. It's gonna be a shorter one this time, I promise. But you're bored anyways. If you're watching this, you're bored, so you don't care how long or short this video is. Still working hours. So we've got the bubbly going on here. Sorry, that was the French side. You guys can read this side here. Maybe some of my viewers can read this side. I can read that side. Man, it's been quite a week. I don't have a lot really to do this video. Not really. Kind of short on ideas. I think I got an idea, but we'll run through this. It'll be real quick. But yeah, this past week was pretty packed with a lot of stuff. Had a gig on Friday. I'll talk about that in a bit. And, you know, the usual school stuff with kids and all the scheduling stuff. And if you've seen the previous video to this one, so that would be episode 4, this would be episode 5. If you've seen episode 4, you've met Kitty. So last week on Tuesday, we took her to the vet and we put her down. And so that was a tough couple days. Because, you know, she wasn't eating, and then she stopped drinking, and she was just emaciated and skinny, and poor thing. We tried everything we couldn't, so it was time. So as a family, myself, my wife, my kids, well, our kids, went down to the vet. So we spent the whole day with the cat here at home, snuggling, and then around 2 o'clock we went down to the vet to do the process. The kids were there the whole time, and you know, many tears shed, you know, saying goodbye to a family friend basically, and we were there till her very last breath. So that was part of last week. Put a little picture here of when she was alive to show you how cute she was. Somewhere around here. So that was the fate of Kitty, unfortunately. But she's immortalized now on my YouTube channel. So if you've seen my first video in this whole journey that I've begun this year, you'll remember that I mentioned that big part of me doing this is for my kids, right? So that when they get older, there's some recorded documentation of their dad that they can watch, and this is part of it. And so that's why I'm talking about the cat on a guitar channel. You know, it's funny how a little animal that you're used to having around every day, and then when you don't have it, just how much how much it actually gave you, and how much you miss when it's gone. So it's been tough, but the kids did really well. They were really strong, and you know, we all have to face loss and death of a loved one, be it human or animal, at some point in our life, and this was theirs this year at the age of 7 and 10, and they did awesome. So now, I don't know, maybe down the road soon we'll be looking to add another little furry family member to our family, and then maybe we'll get an even louder, more vocal one in one of the next videos down the road, should I continue this. So that happened. I also got a haircut, so, you know, that. And then the gig. So we prepared for a gig. We played at one of the big stages around here is East Side Bar and Grill. They have a full stage set up, the PA, they have a sound man there, and they're dialed. They're really dialed in. So we got an opening slot for another local band here called Down and Dirty. So we played an hour set. In case interested, this is the set list we did that night. There's some stuff there. A couple rockers. Pretty radio friendly stuff. People liked the set list. It was fun to play. We had a fun time against a lot of odds. A lot of people were coming down with a cold. Our drummer was in rough shape. with a cold too, and he still aced it. With a drum set that started walking forward on him, still kept the beat. Probably gonna throw in a couple clips after this, so you'll get to see it. But I thought maybe I would kind of go over my rig, the rig rundown for that gig. As I had a few comments saying that my tone was really awesome, and one guy in particular said, "Great, now I got to buy a Bogner." And yeah, you do. You do. But anyways, yeah, so I'll go over what I used, right? So Bogner Shiva 20th Anniversary KT88, a 90-watt beast. Ignore this spaghetti we got going on here. So that's what I used. That with the Bogner oversized 2-12 cab. It has a Creamback 65 where the mic is, and it has a Creamback 75 beside it. And for that night, I believe I was mic'd onto the 75. I would have mic'd on the 65, but the sound guy put on the 75. All good. Through the Les Paul Gold Top up here. Fix my camera. And then and a pedal board through there. So I figured I'd just go through the pedal board real quick, kind of show you how I'm using the Shiva and how I'm getting certain sounds out of it. The opening fiddly diddly song idea thing I'm toying with, kind of you know, when I play, when I create like my own ideas, like write songs, you know, write my own stuff. I don't, it comes from in here. So whatever I'm feeling, I just start noodling and something comes out. And if it feels like it matches what I'm feeling, I just go with it anyways. So, and that kind of stemmed from the loss of our cat. So that's kind of dedicated to her kind of thing. But when I was playing that at the beginning of the video here, was through the Shiva, through the cab, this condenser mic right there, through the DAW, which hopefully works this time, and through the phone as well. We're filming on an iPhone today, and that's it because I don't want to deal with this guy. So yeah, so I ran the same rig at the gig. We'll talk about the guitar in a sec, but I ran the gold top for that. 90s rock kind of set list, kind of go from bluesy to harder rock and in between. So I find for me a Les Paul kind of is all of it. I need that to get to the heavier stuff. Not really a Strat guy, even though you can kind of see one there. There's a couple Strats here. But anyway, so Les Paul into my board. So this is my board, my main board. I've got another board for the other amp, but that's for another time. So basically this is a Temple Audio, right? Duo 17. This guy here is a pedal that I made for the Shiva. It's a stereo jack. Goes to the stereo jack on the side here, and then I could plug it in. Mainly because the Shiva's channel switcher board is about the size of this almost. And so I reduced it down to just a little mini pedal. Right, so channel switch and the boost, that's that. So generally when I run into the board, I've got it split into two. So this stuff here is in the loop, right? So we got a chorus, dispatch master, great reverb and delay blend. It's awesome. Strymon Flint with the tremolo and reverb, Starlight digital delay. I usually have it set on the tape one. That's what I was playing with on the opening widdly diddly of this video here. So this is in the loop, and this is all front facing. So the way that I work with this is I'm basically pushing the amp and coloring the amp in whatever I need here. So the first thing is just tuner, so that doesn't do anything other than let me know when the string's in tune. And then I run through this ODR1, right? Is that how I do it? Hold on a sec here. Actually, no. I go from the tuner to the soul food. So like a Klon style overdrive. After that, it goes into the plumes. So these guys I generally run as a boost, clean boost, and then I add a bit of grit just to add a little bit of grit to it. So the gain knobs are set, I don't know if you can see that, they're set pretty low. The volumes are set pretty high, and then I kind of tune the tone to get that brightness I need, but it's not too shrill or too bright. So from here to here to here, then it goes into the ODR1, and I'll explain why in a sec. I use the ODR1 in 2 ways. Or, I mean, the 3 overdrives in 2 ways. Typically in my clean channel of either one of the Bogners or even my JTM 45, when I'm on the clean setting, I'll run this as just a drive on a clean channel. So it's kind of like a natural amp sounding dirt. Adds a little bit of hair kind of thing, as I've said in the past. And then from there, with this on a clean channel, then when I run either of these into that, it's boosting this. So it's kind of treating this as the amp's gain stage as opposed to a pedal. And then in the dirty side, so when I change it to channel 2 where you get the gain, then I'm boosting these to get more gain, just a little bit more. So these 3 do that as well. This one's not really set to boost, it just adds a bit of grit. So sometimes you don't want to push the front end, you just want to add a bit of grit to the grit that's already there. These 2 here will boost. So you're pushing and you're coasting more amp gain out of it, whereas this is adding ODR gain to the amp gain. That's how I run this setup, right? So clean channel, if I want a bit of hair on the clean channel, this is my gain, and then I boost this with these 2, plumes and soul food. And then when I'm in the dirty channel, I'm boosting with these to get more gain, or I'm adding this on top, that sort of thing. And then everything else is in the loop so that, you know, the delays, the echoes are clean, the reverb is clean, and the chorus just has a bit more, it just sounds a bit different. You could go either way, this in front or in the loop. In this case, I've got it set up like that. But just a Temple audio board setup. Very basic. I have a Joyo JP05 power block because I'm cheap, and it's actually pretty good. Just got it off Amazon, and it was like 80 bucks. And it has a battery, so I can turn it on, and you can kind of see there's a pedals are on, right? So there's a battery in here, so it'll run about, depending on how many pedals you have, you run for 2 hours or so, right? Just on battery alone, when the battery's new. Mine's about 1.5 years old, so it's probably get about an hour, right? But still pretty cool. You know, if the power goes out on your plug, or if you unplug it by accident, it'll still work. Then I got 2 bays for the plugs. So that's how I'm setting this up. Basically set up, you know, quick and dirty, but modular, so that if I want to make changes, I make changes really quick. It's a really cool pedal board system. I know it gets some hate from some either like it and some don't. There is some flaws on it, but like, you know, there's some flex when you're in the middle pedals, like there is some flex on the board itself. But I do like how easily modular it is, and with the plates that lock in. So if you can see right here, right, see that secures a plate that looks like this, right? So you can take them off and back on and stuff. They stick pretty well. So that's what I was running during the gig. Gold top through this, running the way I explained it, you know, and then through the amp. I think I only ran the clean channel with the ODR1 on 1 or 2 songs. no on this one. I think I just did New Orleans by Tragically Hip on this. But you get the idea, right? There's a lot of different gain levels that you can attain from the amp and pedals, and that's what I'm doing here. I would imagine it's different if you're doing all originals, right? Because you can tailor your songs to your style, whereas when you're covering a wide range of different bands, songs, and different eras and stuff, there's a lot of different sounds you have to be able to kind of have, and I'm trying to keep it as small of a package as I can. And I wouldn't even mind leaving this as my home board and having a much smaller condensed gigging board that can do this, because my other board does something a little bit different where I use a Bogner overdrive, the blue ecstasy overdrive, and I'm kind of using that as the preamp into the DeVille over here. There's the board on top. That's a whole other thing. I'd like to get rid of the DeVille and get an amp that the amp gain is actually good, so that I can have the small board work like this one, as opposed to relying on one pedal being the drive tone and boosting that, because it still sounds like a pedal in the end compared to a real amp. But it is nice to just bring a combo sometimes versus a full stack like this, or a half stack rather. Yeah, so that's what I ran at the gig. I know there's just nothing really new or exciting regarding the content of this video compared to other, like lots of people telling you what they have on their rigs. So I'm not doing anything new here. The guitar I was running, sorry, chair noise, was this Gretsch here. Just a Gretsch, crafted in China. Gretsch, what is it? It's a Jet, I don't know, 5230T, G5230T, something like that. Pretty cool guitar. It plays great. I got a roller bridge on this one. Oh yeah, and it has my filter casters in here. I don't know. I'm not. I like this guitar, but I'm a Les Paul guy, so I don't know. I might sell this and put the funds toward something else. Not sure yet. Undecided. If I do, it'll come with a hard shell case and probably the stock pickups. We'll see. But pretty cool guitar once you get them dialed in and set up. Roller bridge is kind of nice because with the Bigsby, it goes out of tune with the stock bridge. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. This has been pretty long already. I'm going to try and think of something better to do for next time. It has a little bit more meat and potatoes in the video compared to this, which was basically just appetizers, I guess. So yeah, gig, haircut, and a dead cat. What are you gonna do? That's life, right? Life goes on. Catch you in the next one. Good, you're still here. I know I've said in the past I wouldn't really talk about my pickup stuff too much. I'm not the sales typey guy. I suck at it, frankly. Just want to explain real quick how the website works for Romaine pickups. It is Shopify, so it's all secure. It's all good there. The way that I've got it set up is the majority of the pickups, if you order them, they're not made. They're built to order. So that's why I kind of write on there on the top menu, built to order. I have a new section called ready to ship. And those are pickups that I'm building and have in stock currently. Mostly one-offs or stuff that I'm trying, or I got parts to make another set of a certain spec. So I make it, box it up, and it's ready to go. So if you're interested in pickups and you're not interested in waiting the lead time, generally be about 2 weeks to receive parts to wind these pickups and box them and ship them to you. If you want them basically ready to ship that day, check the ready to ship tab on the site, because there's stuff there and it's going to be constantly changing. As they sell, I'll be putting more up, right? So check that out if you're interested in pickups. If not, then don't look there, right? All right, back to the video. Just wanted to add that in because seeing as this week's video is not really too fruitful as far as like the content, so I figured I'd just jump in and talk about the website and how I've got it set up for now. So if you're interested, have a look. Ready to ship is ready to ship, and all the other stuff is built to order, but I will make them for you as quick as I can, ship them out as quick as I can. And if you have like, you know, I wish I could get this set, but want a little hotter or a little, you know, I can do custom stuff too. I got you. I don't know where to look. I'm new at this camera shit. All right, see ya.